You should have brought your to class. You should have sat down and you should listen to what I had to say. But you didn't, so that's on you.
Hey y'all, so welcome to my channel. My name is Thomas, and if you are new here, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back. I truly appreciate you. But without further ado, I'm gonna get on up into this video. So, almost every college student is going to have a class or professor that does not require attendance. Now,
I know some people are like this, oh my god, that sounds so cool, that sounds so good and whatnot.
Which to me personally, that's how I felt and that's still how I do feel. But that's because I have found ways to circumnavigate the obstacles and honestly the consequences that you can face from not going to class on a regular basis. So that's what this video is, should help you. Okay, so first things first, every action has a consequence. If you are choosing not to go to class, you need to be very familiar with that statement. I don't care how many times you heard it, you need to be familiar with it because your professor is going to give it to you. But every action has consequences. The first consequence would be that by not going to class, if you go to a large public university, your professor may not notice you. Scratch that, your professor
will not notice you.
And you are just going to be another name in the roster. And if they do notice that you are not in class, they are not really going to care about you. And if you go to a very small, like private school, and your professor is on a first name basis with everybody, and you're on a first name basis with them, if they notice you're not coming to class, they are not going to care about you. To them, you're going to look very lazy. You're going to look like you do not care about your college class or your college career or anything, honestly. You're just going to look very lazy, very unmotivated to them. Secondly, you cannot expect any leniency from your professors. That means you cannot expect an extension on like a deadline for an assignment, extra credit opportunities. You cannot expect them to want to help you if you have not been putting in the effort or the work. And by coming at least to class and showing that you are at least a little bit interested in the class, they are not going to care. They're going to be like, listen, you didn't come here. So sad, too bad for you. And lastly, by not going to class, you are literally running the risk of not hearing about extra credit opportunities that are just announced in class. Or say there's a big test coming up, you could possibly just miss a review. Usually in the syllabus, there are the dates that are review days, which personally I do go to because I'd be like, listen, I don't come here a lot, but when I need to, I do show up. So for review days, I always suggest going. But if you don't, you run the risk of not knowing extra credit, things that may or may not actually be on the test. Some professors are so open and transparent with you that they'll be like, listen, chapter 4 isn't on the test. But how do you know that you're struggling with chapter 4 and you put so much time, effort, and hard work in studying chapter 4 and then it not be on the test? Now that is some stuff that would literally make me like so pissed, because believe me, I'm only telling this because this has happened to me before, where I studied a chapter so hard and then 2 days later I was like, why was there nothing on that chapter? And then the professor was like, listen, if you was in class, you would have known that I said that there was not going to be anything from this chapter, or this chapter. And I was like, well, you're right. So I had to deal with it, made my own bed, so I slept in it. But you know, as your boy and the most generous college student that I am going to give you guys some tips about how to circumnavigate through all the obstacles and all the shit that comes with not going to class, especially when it's not mandatory, because it is a pretty sweet gig, but there are, like I said, consequences for every action. First tip that's going to help with consequence number 1 and 2 is that you need to go to your professor's office hours. I cannot stress this enough. I didn't listen the first couple times.
You need to go to your professor's office hours.
I will scream it from the rooftops. You need to go to the office hours because they literally, the only idea of you that they have is what they see in class. And if you are not in class and you are not participating, they think you do not care. So if you show them, hey, I want to come to your office hour and ask you some questions and I need and don't go in there entirely asking for help because that's going to become annoying. Like you could have came to class for this help. Go in there with your work done, with your work completed, and go over with them and ask them what you could do better and how is this looking and am I doing what you're asking for. Don't go in there asking like, how do you do this? How do you do that? How do you do this? How do you do that? Because they're going to be like, listen, you should have brought your ass to class. And some professors talk to you like that. Like, I'm not going to lie to you. Some of them are kind of cut. They'll be like this.
You should have brought your to class. You should have sat down and you should have listened to what I had to say. But you didn't, so that's on you.
So, first things first, go to their office hours. It will help you so far down the line. And not only that, if you need like a letter of recommendation or something like that, they will have a better relationship with you because it is one-on-one. You two get to know each other. You catch each other's vibe. You feel each other's energy. Whatever you want to say, that is like what's going to happen. So go to the office hours. All right. Second thing, make sure you understand the material before you try to teach yourself. Like, if you know you're not good at math, like I suck at math. I don't care if my math class told me that they would reward me for not coming to class. I would still have to go because I am horrible. I'm horrible at math. Like geometry, trigonometry, and the geometry's horrible at. Algebra, finance, statistics, I can do those with ease, but, well, don't take that right now because I haven't done them in a while. But, like, stuff like geometry, trigonometry, stuff like that, no. So make sure you understand the course material before you try to teach it to yourself. Your professors have degrees, hopefully, in that course. So please understand that you need to know what you are studying, and you need to be 100% sure and 100% confident within yourself that you are teaching yourself the right. And lastly, look at your syllabus. Oh my God, look at your syllabus. If you look at your syllabus, you will be doing yourself a big favor. Oh my God. If you look at your syllabus, you will be doing yourself such a big favor. I swear. Look for them review days. If you don't want to go to class any other day, go to class for a review day for that test. So I'm saying it again. Go to that review day. You are going to want to go to that review day. That's all I can say. Like, and if you also look at your syllabus, you can also look at other things that you might be able to do to boost your grade a little bit better that other students aren't exactly doing because they're going to class. So say like there is an optional assignment. They do have those at some universities. There is an optional assignment. Do that optional assignment, and if you don't come to class, it'll be like this. Well, I know that you're a hard worker. I know that you're determined. You just don't like to go to class. This may apply to some people. Like, personally, it applies to me, but to other people, it may or may not apply to. Explain the situation and why you're not coming to class. Me, personally, it's much more of a social factor for me. I don't really like being in group settings. I don't really like a lot of people I don't know. I've really kind of always been, like, kind of socially awkward, kind of like stay away from me, don't come close to me. I kind of get, like, you know, that. And I explained to my professors, like, listen, hey, I do not like coming to class. I have very bad anxiety and yada, this, that, and the third. So I do not like to come to this place. I do not like sitting with people's, like, eyes on me. Also, if you like to sit in the back of the class because you have anxiety, even though it doesn't really go with this video, explain that to your professor, mandatory class or not. Let them know, listen, I don't like all those eyes. Like, it feels like they're all looking directly at me, even though they're probably focused on the board or something else. Explain that as well. So always explain your situation, because these professors, even though you don't think so,
Rona.
so they probably can relate to what you're saying and what you're feeling. Yeah, that brings us to the end of our video. I hope this helps you guys out. I don't know how many kids really do what I do personally. Oh, my fault. Young adults do what I do personally with class. But if you are someone like me and you do not choose to go to class, please watch this video. It will help, because it took me a whole semester to kind of figure this whole thing out. And now the fact that I do this and I actually follow the steps that I told you, my grades were so much better. My relationship with my professors were so much better. It was just all good. But until next time, stay safe, stay healthy, and, you know, have fun, honestly. Like, it's summertime. We can't really do much, but don't think that just going outside, maybe going to, like, if you have a pool, or, you know, going for a run or ride a bike, do something active, you know, to go out and have fun. But always, like I say, until next time, peace.